Hello everyone, Mr. Hissner here, and today what I want to do is show you all how to make weekly Schoology lessons. So over the past year, I'm sure that we've all been using our LMS, our Schoologies, Google Classroom, and stuff like this. So what I want to do is I want to show you how to take your existing material, the stuff you already use. I'm a math teacher, might be easier for me. But overall, these techniques can be applied to basically anything that you have. So I'm going to show you how to take your existing material and convert that to some Schoology lessons. And I'm going to show you some best practices while we're at it, using the resources and the due dates, just very basic things to show you all how to make weekly Schoology lessons. Let's jump into it. Hello everyone. So what I'm going to do here is just show you guys how to make some pretty easy questions in Schoology, very simply using the material that you already have. So I'm using a PDF. You can use a Word file, a PowerPoint, really any file you have that you can display on your computer screen. We can use it in Schoology, and the reason is because I'm just going to take screenshots of my stuff. Screenshots work really good for several reasons, but one main reason is because they're so easy. So screenshot from my computer is Control-Shift F4. But for every computer, every manufacturer is different. So if you're using Windows, it's different than Apple. If you use Chromebook, it'll be different on there. So just Google how to take a screenshot with my computer, and then it'll come right up. So for me, it's Control-Shift F4. But I just took my first one there. I do this a lot, so I don't want this stuff. I'm going to add this stuff in my Schoology, which I'll show you guys in a second. So I'm actually going to get rid of this. And what I'm going to do is here's my PDF. And if you're in Word or PowerPoint, you can just delete it, of course. But this is a PDF. I purchased this several years ago, and I use it in my geometry class. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to doctor this out here just so it looks better in my Schoology. I went up to, this is the markup page of the PDF viewer, and so I'm changing the box fill to white and the box outline to white. And then when I go to get a box, it's just white. It's kind of like using whiteout, and I just spread it over the, oopsies, I just spread it over the stuff here, click away, and then I'll take my screenshot, and we're good to go. Click on it, delete it, and it's back. All right, and that is all the questions I have. So let's hop on back to Schoology. Okay, so now that we have our questions created and all of that, what we're going to do is I'm going to make just a weekly folder. So for me, again, this is weekly lessons. Sorry about that. I'm just going to add a folder. This is in my materials over here. So let's just say September 9 through 13. Make it green here, green for go. And then I always bring my new ones up to the top. This is my sandbox course that I just can mess around in. So I'm just gonna open this up and I'm gonna add material. So for me, one thing I like to do is add a page for a video lesson. So I don't know if I'm going to video lesson on let's do parallelograms because we're doing shapes like that. And so here I would just go to YouTube and get one of my videos for parallelograms and embed that. So let me actually do that now. So I'm just going to YouTube, go to my channel. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go, excuse me, I'm going to go to share and then do the embed and then just copy this over here. I'm just going to do Control C, Command C. So I got that copied, and now I'm going back to, and then when I do this, I do insert content, image media from the web, media, and notice it says embed. Paste that there. And then when I create it, here we go. We got our video lesson with parallelograms. Now, one thing's nice is you'll notice like this doesn't show up, but what you can do is actually have it show up. If you go down here and display on a new page, and you change to display inline, now it shows up. It just shows up in the folder, and this is great, especially if you want the kids to watch it. Otherwise, the more that you nest things, like put something in folders, put something in assignments, the less likely they are to access it. So let's just go ahead and add the assignment now for parallelograms. So let's just do parallelograms. Let's make it like 5 points. You set the due dates here for whatever it is. I always do it. I never do it ungraded, so I would do classwork or homework. Okay, so I don't have a due date on this assignment. I would if I was actually going to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add questions, and I'm going to do from question bank. Now this is why we did this, and I'll show you why. I can do individual questions or random questions. So first, let me look at individual questions. So this was not polynomials, polygons. So here's my parallelogram. So when you do individual questions, you can go through and choose these individually. So let's say for the first assignment, I wanted only the ones with kind of multiple answers here. So I can just go through and just see which ones I got. Like, all right, all of these have multiple answers. Let's see, any other ones like that? Nope. And then these are all the ones with multiple answers. And then there you go. So what's nice is I got all of my questions that have parallelograms, and then I can just choose which ones I want to assign them. One of the big things in here is now the settings. You always have to enable it. Depending on your clientele, if you have a lot of high achievers, you're going to want to put some constrictions, some restraints on when they can access this. Because if you do it on the weekends, you'll have some people, you'll come in. If you do this on Saturday or Sunday, you have some students come in, and it'll be done on Monday. They'll have a lot of stuff done on Monday. So if you're okay with that, that's fine. But you always want to do at least until the untils. I always do till the end of the week. Just find it gives it. Let's say this one's to the end of this week. So this and I always do it at the end of the week at 3 p.m. So yeah, I feel that's up to you. But these are basically your due dates. These are the due dates on the assignment. Like when I go up here and I see the due date, this is what I call the soft due date. So let's say if I do the due date for this week, let's say the 9th, the soft due date, this comes up on their sidebar. But then the hard due date is when it closes. So after this, they can't redo the assignment. That's it. Time limit, I never do a time limit unless I have some kind of some children who are abusing it in some way. Then I'll put the time limit on, but I put on something ridiculous like 300 minutes. Attempt limit for me, this is always at least 3, and I do my last score. This is just the best practice. Randomized order, you can do this with your how we put our questions in here. You can definitely do this. So I would randomize it. I always use page breaks to one at a time. I find that students will have difficulty if you have a bunch of questions on the screen at one time. So you have to do the page breaks, especially if you're doing something with like a bunch of questions. So we'll look at that again. Reviewable questions. So this means that they can go, if you click no, that means that they cannot go back to their prior questions. This would be good if you think children are cheating, you think your kids are cheating on the test, your students are cheating on the test, or this thing. So this makes it so they can't go back. Resumable, this has to be on no matter what. I let them go back. Resumable, because that means when they leave the assignment, they can't go back in. So when it's resumable, they can close their Chromebooks, their iPads, or whatever. They can go home and they can access it again. They can pick up right where they left off. View submissions. This is when they go to submit their answer. It shows it all in one
one long running page, and they can just see like that they answered all the questions. They can see what their answers are. Again, if you suspect students are cheating, you might want to leave this off. But if you have a good class, leave questions reviewable and view submissions. Leave both of those on. And again, if you're suspecting cheating, you might want to experiment with these and see how the students react to these. So I'm going to save this assignment. Label till. How about that? All right, now I'm just going to go back to my folder here, and I'm going to make another one. So I'm going to do this for all of my, for the whole week. So this was Monday's assignment, and I'll do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is a weekly Schoology rubric kind of construction, creating weekly lessons. I want to see their work, and so oftentimes what I'll do is I'll just take a page in my slideshow, and I'll just take a screenshot of it, and then I will do the add assignment, and I'll just call it classwork instead of homework. So how about we got rectangles, and then what I'll do is I'll say complete the problems below, and upload a copy of your completed work. And then I'll just put, because I want to be able to see what they're doing, right? If you do all multiple choice, you may get good at kind of, but long story short is you're missing student work. So here's a nice way. So they'll do these problems. They'll take a picture with their Chromebook or whatever, and then they'll put it back up. And we're just making these like this. So I'll make this another 5 points. So I have my classwork here. And then, of course, this is too small, so I can't see it. There we go. Yeah, and then here we go. So this is the rectangles, and so now I'll do like a homework. Yeah, this is the Tuesday. And then what I'll do is I'll go to from my question banks, I'll do random questions. And so what it will do is it will pull from this bank of questions that I have for rectangles. I just get to click, boom, rectangles. So all 22 of these questions are up for grabs. So I'm going to select the bank and then ask me, okay, how many do I want to put in? I have 22 to choose from. And this is the great thing, because I'm going to say, choose 10. And then every time they submit the assignment, it'll be a random 10, another random 10 questions. So this is great for letting them do this again. So again, I'm going to do it to the end of the week, quote unquote week. And I'm going to give them 3 attempts, because every attempt should be slightly different. 1 question per page. You don't need to randomize the order. If you're doing randomizing from the bank, then you don't need to randomize the order. And again, my students are not cheating. I don't suspect them of any of this. So I'm going to leave the reviewable questions and reviewable submissions both on. And now when I go back, you can see here, let me just change this to Monday. That way, as we're working through this, we can see. So I got Monday, Tuesday's rectangles, and I'm going to wrap this up. We are in the materials folder, so I just want to show you all what this looks like kind of pulled back here. So when the students come to your class, they will land on the materials folder more times likely. And so I put I always put my folder up at top. I actually will make the rest of these red, so they know the one for this week is green, the other ones are red. So up at the top in green means go. So we click on it, and here we go. So we got our Monday stuff. We got our parallelograms. On Tuesday, we're doing rectangles. I got my video lesson there. Sometimes for different lessons, I'll put them up. The other ones, I don't put them up. I just leave them in there. So this week, I actually did kind of like every other one. I don't want it to feel cluttered. I want it to have a nice flow. So I never want the students to feel overwhelmed when they're in the folder. So that's kind of my reasoning behind leave some in, leave some out. But again, this is your class. You can do what you want. And especially, I actually really, really encourage you trying stuff out, because you'll find that some classes like it, some classes don't, and you can cater to the classes. I mean, that's what differentiating our content present to classes is. You don't have to treat every class the same. See what they like, see what they respond to. If they don't like the videos up here, then take them out, put it, or just leave them in the pages. Or if you find that you're getting more views from leaving them out, then leave them out, of course. So Tuesday we have rectangles. I have a classwork and a homework. This is they submit their completed work. Round by, I got the lesson out. This is only the multiple choice here. I did these just like I did on the other ones, where these are randomly generated, and I think I had 23 or 22 questions, so I have 10 out of the 23. I get to bring them again. Trapezoids, again, I switched it up. I got it left in here, so they would have to go in here to watch the video lesson. So this is Thursday. Here, let me make sure that this is actually on Friday. This is the end of the week there. So again, I want to see some classwork. I want to see some of your work here. Do some problems on a piece of paper. Take a picture of it with your phone, with your Chromebook, with your iPad, whatever works. It's very, very simple for the students to do. They'll be better at it than you are. That's for sure. And then I got trapezoid homework, and again, this is from my bank. So and then at the end of the week, I really like to do a wrap up. What's nice about these polygon quizzes is you can actually go then from it depends on your class, but I can do individual questions. So let's say I'm going to go to my I got to rename that. So I'm just going to go to parallelograms. I'm just going to, let's say I didn't give them this one. I held off. So I'll give them this one. So everyone gets this problem. I'm going to go to my bank. I'm going to say, okay, let's just choose a random one. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you see one you saw before. So I can go to my rectangles. And I can say, look, there's 1 out of 22. What's the chance that they got one, right? Let's just do a couple question quiz. And so I can just go through. Hey, let's do another random one. This time we will do rectangles. Now round by. Oh, look, I think I can do more than one. Oh, yeah, I can. So I can do 2, 1, 1. And just to give all these 1 point each. And now I got my 6-question quiz. Let me just actually delete this one because that's rectangles. So here we go. I got my 5-question quiz. And it's just pulling randomly from ones that they may or may not have seen before. This is a super easy way to give a quiz. It's seriously like if you want just the most hands-off quiz in the world, give them that. It'll take about 10 minutes and no notes or anything like that. First thing they do, come in 10, 15 minutes and really test them. But this is a great way to display a week in Schoology, right? You got different topics, you got your video lessons, you have a really easy, manageable way, and also a way to save all of your stuff here. So yeah, this is my what a weekly Schoology module looks for me in my class.
All right, everyone. So there we have it. Easy ways to make Schoology lessons using the materials that you already have, whether it's a PDF, a Word file, a PowerPoint. It's pretty easy to do. Screenshot, upload the screenshots, put them on there. One thing I found, actually, one caveat I would like to add, is that the screenshots are great because kids can't copy and paste the text. We all know that this is a chess game between those kids trying to kind of outwit us and outsmart us. So what we wanted to do is make it as inaccessible for them to kind of cheat as you can. So taking screenshots, it's hard to do a reverse Google image search on things, on those screenshots that they will see in Schoology. They can't copy and paste the text. So it's just little barriers that hopefully will kind of deter them. But overall, it's a great way to take what you have, put it on Schoology, make it easy to grade, make it even grade itself, take a lot of work off of your shoulders, and also allow you to have these things for years to come. So again, Mr. Hissner here, and thanks for watching.